My name is, my name is, my name is. Hi guys, today I am going to talk about names and how they carry an energy with them. When I was growing up, I hated my name. I didn't feel it suited me. I've grown into it and I'm like, yep, this is the perfect name for me. But as a child, I hated it. And I think part of the reason why I hated it was the fact that very few people had the name Dawn. When I saw folks with the name Dawn, they were all older than me. But as I've grown into it, I'm like, you know what? I like this. It's a little different. It's not so different. It really does suit me. And as an added bonus, it has a family connection. It was my aunt's name. But names, they carry a resonance and an energy with them. There are several different places where that name carries an energy. The first one is our conception of the name. Take a moment to think of a person named Kim. Now think of a person named Amy. Or what about Seth and Todd? When you think of these people with different names, you probably have a different picture of what that person looks like, how they act. And that's pretty much because they do have, you can at a point generalize these types of people. Because you do run into people, Amy's who are the same, Todd's who are the same. It's something that because the name has an energy, we start to see those similarities. And then those similarities get pushed on those individuals and projected to them. So they then become that person. It's why I kind of like my name Dawn, because I don't run into a lot of Dawns. And while I saw folks who were older than me who had it, the people my own age didn't have it, so I didn't have any of those projected perceptions. The perception of a name is not the only thing that the name carries. It also carries a numerological energy with it. How do you find this numerological energy? Well, it's quite simple. You go through the alphabet first and you assign all of the letters a number. So A would be 1, B would be 2, so forth and so on, till you get to 9, and then you start over with 1, 2, 3, so forth and so on, and go through the entire alphabet. Then you look at your name and you find the number that correlates to the letter of your name. So like for me, D is 4, A is 1. You get all of that lined out, and then you add those numbers up. If you have a multi-digit number like 16, you break it down until you get to one numeral. Once you have that, that's the resonance of your name. Dawn is a 6. So for me, it's about finding that balance. You take your first name, that is who you are. That is you as a person. You take your middle name, that becomes what supports who you are, who you're becoming. Your last name, that brings in the environmental, the family support, and explains your family a little bit. What are the important values that your family carries? Add up all of those numbers together, and it gives a big picture of who you are. That's how you can get numerology. If you want to know more about numerology, go to this video. I filmed it last year, and it's a great primer getting you broken down into all of the different components of it. So now that we've talked about the perception and the numerology of a name, let's talk about the resonance of a name. I'll give you the example of this. Think about a Tara and a Tara. You probably have a slightly different idea of what each of those looks like and how they behave. No different than a Carolyn and a Caroline. Even though they may still be spelled the same way, most of the time they're spelled different, but they may still be spelled the same way, they have a different resonance to them. That resonance carries an energy as well. So keep that in mind when you are calling your child and when you're giving them a nickname, because the nickname goes back to the perception, but it also goes to the resonance. If you think about a Bill or a Billy, Bill and Billy are about the same thing. Again, we have the different perception between a Bill and Billy, but we also have a different resonance with the name that carries an energy as well. So guys, that's a little bit about names. A lot to think about, isn't it? It's why when I was pregnant, I was like, oh my goodness, what are we gonna name this child? She's gonna be saddled with it for her entire life. It was at that point my husband reminded me, Dawn, chill. It's not that big of a deal. Remember, I changed my name because he did. When we got married, he didn't change his first name, he did change his last name so that we could have a family name. as I was a little bit hesitant to give up my maiden name, but he took a new last name, and how could I say no to that? All of us are going to be a family. So he won me over. But changing names is possible, and so she really got hung up with it. She could change it. And quite frankly, I don't think she will. It suits her very well. So guys, that is it. I hope you find this interesting. If you have topics you'd like to see covered, questions you've got, put them in the comments section below. If you like my channel, subscribe. Be sure to hit the button so you get notifications and alerts when new videos are live. That's it for today, and I'll talk to you real soon.